Stewart to jump it up, and we are underway. Ionescu. Here's Cloud, one of the best defenders in the league. Ionescu has defended at a level that has really delighted Sandy Brondello to begin this season. Saw her with the assignment on Atkins early. Good contest there, and she got a piece of it.
It's a New York Liberty team that has so much versatility on the defensive end of the floor, can switch 1 through 4.
Here's Sabali, the hero of Game 5 of the finals, on the board first here tonight.
You know, Niara Sabali likes to drive right. Well, that time, very efficient, going to her left side, putting on the brakes and letting the 6'7" shot blocker go by.
That's going to be an offensive foul as Atkins gets whistled for her first.
Niara Sabali playing the center position in place of Jonquil Jones. You see her drive left. Oh, stop! And then just a quick turn and finish. You got to find a way to be tricky when you're going against the bigger shot blocker.
Here's Cloud. Pull-up jumper. Around it off. Rebecca Allen, the rebound. Allen providing a little more shooting in this starting lineup for Chicago. So too does Banham, who can't hit the 3. And Stewart secures the rebound for New York. Here's Cloud dancing into the paint. Ionescu fakes the 3. Her leader is good. Sandy Brondello raved to us about the elite shape that Sabrina Ionescu is in. Said she had by far and away her best camp yet as a pro. And Ionescu affirmed to us before the game, oh yeah, absolutely in the best shape I've ever been in. As Stewart misses the layup, Sabali the finish and the foul, and a big right hook.
To see improvement from her team is rebounding, especially on the offensive end, and that's what Sabali has already brought here.
Sabali completes the 3-point play. A 7-0 start for New York. As we mentioned, they have the best point differential through 8 games in WNBA history. It's a Commissioner's Cup game as well, which New York has started 2-0 in, with the best point differential through those 2 games, a plus 56, as Cloud goes flying into Allen, and Natasha Cloud picks up her first.
That was an impressive head fake by Allen. Completely got Cloud off balance, off her feet as she was charging out to contest.
What do you think about the decision by Tyler Marsh, Chicago, to put Rebecca Allen in the starting lineup?
I think it's a great one. You know, Rebecca Allen not only brings a good offensive threat from the 3-point line, but versatility defensively, length as well.
Here's Reese, nearly threw it away, and it is going to be a turnover as Allen stepped out of bounds. Already 3 turnovers for Chicago, and as you mentioned, that has been an issue for them. They are last in the league in offensive turnover percentage.
And when these teams met earlier this season, Chicago had 24 turnovers. New York able to get 27 points off of them.
Ionescu airmailed that one. Here comes Reese, who we've seen handling it a lot more this season. Tyler Marsh getting Reese to accent the skill set we saw in high school when she was one of the top prospects in the nation. As Williams misses the jumper, Elizabeth Williams in off the bench for Chicago. Oh, nice look. Stewart able to bank it in, plus the foul. What a circus shot from Breanna Stewart. What tough finishes as Stewart gets the roll. And Chicago's going to take a timeout. A 10-0 start for the undefeated Ice Holly. Meanwhile, we caught up with Natasha Cloud before the game. She was glowing about her experience thus far with the Liberty, and I thought I had a really interesting perspective. She knew the Liberty were interested in her last offseason, but Natasha told us, you know, my ego wouldn't allow me to come here last year because I felt like, hey, I need to be a starter. I can't come off the bench. I'm in a completely different place now as far as my comfort goes, my security, and I realize I do my thing. I'm going to be on the floor, and that matters most. Now, of course, she is starting, but she has just loved the environment, the city, and this team.
And we just saw a perfect example of what she can bring on the defensive end of the floor. As a big guard, she switches on to Angel Reese. She holds her position, draws the offensive foul.
First foul on Angel Reese. Here is Cloud. Marching through the lane, gets denied by Williams. Big time block by Elizabeth Williams.
Elizabeth Williams throughout her career.
Here's Clow. Ionescu curling into the paint. Stops on a dime. Can't drop it in. And Reese flies back for the rebound. Her third. Here's Reese. And that's going to be another travel. Another turnover from Chicago. That's already 5 turnovers. And we talked about it. They have turned it over more than any team in the WNBA. Staying true to form early here as New York goes to the bench. Brings in Kennedy Burke, who's off to a great start this season in an expanded role. And when the New York Liberty and Chicago met earlier this year, the Liberty's defense, primarily Brandon Stewart, did an outstanding job bottling up Angel Reese. And then you see there Stewie showing off her versatility on the offensive end as well. In that game, a 99-74 win for New York. They set the WNBA record with 19 made threes, something they've done twice in the early going of this season. It feels like she's been moving so well. Yes. Chicago finally on the board. Nice little hook there from Elizabeth Williams. Here's Burke. Flips it up and off after a nice drive. Here's Banham. Banham around the Reese screen. Banham able to scoop it up and off. Reese the offensive rebound. Out to Allen. Her three won't go. Williams at O-board. Has it wrestled away and taken by Cloud. Great look for Allen. As Chicago has just been struggling mightily to have threes drop for them this season. They're 11th in the league in three-point percentage. And again, Stewart doing her work on the interior. She is the last 7 points for New York, a 14-2 lead for the Liberty. Backdoor cut. Allen can't finish it. Reese, the O-board and the putback. That was an area Sandy Brondello was concerned about, keeping Chicago off the offensive glass. Sky, the best offensive rebounding team in the league. Wow. Cloud left alone, lays it in. Just complete miscommunication and breakdown defensively for the Chicago Sky, and Cloud takes advantage of it. Haley Van Lith getting ready to check in for Chicago as Atkins drops in the jumper. Van Lith figures to play a bigger role after the injury to Courtney Vandersloot. Banham had been backing up Vandersloot. Now Banham starts, and Van Lith backs up Banham. Stewart leaves that one short. Atkins, nice move to shake Ionescu. And as it knocked away, that's a 7th Chicago turnover. Phoebish, pass was off target. Ionescu, catch, fire. No. This is a New York Liberty team that is making threes at a historic rate, has made more threes the first 7 games than any team in WNBA history. Slow start from the perimeter so far in this one. Last time these teams met, they made 19 threes. Atkins runs into Williams and then gets fouled by Cloud, and that will be her 2nd. We know that Angel Reese is one of the best offensive rebounders we've seen in the history of this league. She has a knack for finding the ball off the rim in that last possession. There wasn't much that the New York Liberty even tried to do, and then the defensive breakdown on the other end. Cloud able to get an easy bucket. Van Lith, Kia Nurse, both into the game for Chicago. Cloud checks out after her 2nd foul. Rebecca Gardner in for New York. So too is Maureen Johannes, the electric French guard, as Reese sticks the jumper. Reese told us before the game, she said, I know my shot hasn't been falling. I really trust my work though and feel like it's going to turn soon. Here's Gardner spinning into the lane. Couldn't finish it. Another rebound for Reese, her 5th. Here's Reese. Reese pull-up 3, couldn't get it to go. Nice little push from Chicago here, though. After trailing by as many as 12. Ionescu drops it in, plus the foul. The New York Liberty have done a really nice job getting past their primary defender, forcing Chicago to come over and help. We saw it on that possession by Sabrina Ionescu. Haley Van Lith comes over.
Ooh, is there any contact?
Not a lot there at all. Maybe Allen with a little reach of the left hand, but did not look like much.
Who was the foul?
They gave it to Allen.
Okay.
As Ionescu gives New York its third old school three-point play of the quarter. Liberty yet to hit a three. Rebecca mentioned the historic pace before, averaging 12 made threes per game, which would be a WNBA record. Good position from Williams, just couldn't finish it. Last hit, Johannes going to stay here with Chicago. We mentioned Marie Johannes' name, second unit for the Liberty.
It can be such an explosive offensive weapon off the bench, and when she gets it going as a streaky shooter, holy cow.
Here is Johannes. Stewart, Reese fell down, Stewart cashes in. 9 points for Brianna Stewart, who is a very efficient 4 of 6 from the floor. Here's Van Lith. Into the corner, Reese will try again and knock it down. Angel Reese from 3. Her second of the season after hitting just 3 her entire rookie year.
And normally don't want to come off the strong side corner, but Brianna Stewart understanding that that's not a big part of what Reese does, went ahead and left her.
Johannes will fire. No. Reese, her 6th rebound to go with 7 points in this first. Here's Van Lith. Nice crossover, a little hesitation. Good look out to Atkins. Can't hit the 3 on a beautiful setup from Haley Van Lith. 10-point New York lead. 1:05 to go in the first. Stewart, fingertip catch. Trying to force it up, couldn't get it to go. Here's Kia Nurse running the break. Nurse barges in and finishes. Ionescu's leader drops home.
She's gotten so comfortable with that part of her game.
7 points in the quarter for Sabrina Ionescu, and they've all come like that. We saw that difference last season. She talked about having a healthy offseason going into last year, being able to really work on that after being run off the three-point line more because of the threat she is. And she's continued that inside the arc part of her game to begin this year. Kick ball stays here. 2-for-1 opportunity for Chicago. 9 for Brianna Stewart, 7 from Sabrina Ionescu. Angel Reese leads the way for Chicago with 7 points, 6 rebounds on 3 of 4 shooting. Chicago 0-1 thus far in the Commissioner's Cup. New York 2-0. Van Lith has it knocked away. Reese ends up with it. Nice feed to Cardoso for the finish.
Great recognition by Angel Reese, understanding that shovel pass was the right one to make to give an easy 2 for Cardoso.
First bucket of the game for Camila Cardoso. Here's Ionescu firing and hitting from 3. First 3 of the game for New York. Ionescu with 10 in the quarter. Atkins has it knocked away. Here's Burke with time. Burke, the Euros, and that'll do it for the quarter. A clean strip there.